Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in to season 2, episode 4. We will be having a GLP-1 conversation with someone in the community. Her name is Tiff. Rise and shine. You've seen her all over Instagram, all over Facebook, all over TikTok in these streets. And she's going to come in and she's going to share with us her journey on losing 100 plus. Oh, looking beautiful this morning.
Thank
I mean,
you.
as always,
Thank
as
you, girl.
always,
You are
we
glowing as
want to know all
well,
the.
okay? The
The
glow
sun
is
doesn't help. I mean, the sun isn't bad. I made
mm,
sure I put on some SPF before I came out because we got to protect our skin
yes, okay.
always,
The truth.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
And and the sun is my natural lighting, right? I didn't even have to bring a ring light out because I got the sun out here.
Mm-hmm. That part.
Okay.
All of that.
So Tiff, welcome. Welcome, welcome.
Thank
I'm
you for
so
having
excited
me.
to have you because I want to dig in. Like, you are one of the few people that I know that have lost over 100, right? Like, I know we had a whole celebration live for that. But what was that feeling like? Tell us the feeling that you felt that morning when you looked
Look,
at Bruno.
when I looked at Bruno, so I was already listening to you. I was listening to Miss Teresa. I was listening to the whole TMI crew. Big ups to y'all, okay? Um,
Thank you.
and I was listening in. I was getting ready for my live, and so when I got on, I said, "All right, here we go. It's just another day." I do get on every day. I do. That's religiously
Okay.
for me. Um, but I have my mindset is better. It doesn't like I know it's just a number. I know that. And
Okay.
so when I got on there, I was like, "What?" I said, "Wait a minute. You know how you jump off? Then you jump back on?"
Mm-hmm.
And then I did it again. I jumped off again, and I
Several
got back on
times.
several times. And so then I was just
Mm-hmm.
yelling in the bathroom, and I was like, "Lord, I did it. I did it." Because I had been struggling too. I had been struggling to really get there because I saw the number. I knew what the number was, but it just wasn't there. And I had just had like my birthday, and I thought it was gonna come in November. And then when it didn't, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"All right, well, I tried. I gave it my best for the most part." For the most part, because we always talk about looking ourselves in the mirror, what we're doing. Because so I had to look
Right.
myself in the mirror, and I was like, I was doing some things, and then I wasn't doing other things. I wasn't. That's just the
Okay.
reality. So once I actually got back on track, then that's when Bruno said, 226, and I said, well, I'll be. Well, here we
Mm.
are. Here we are. We did it.
So
And
as
he
of
said
today,
225. So 225 was it. It was at 101. And I was hype. I was hype.
that is amazing. But you are down 100 plus now though, right?
Yes. So
What's the plus?
I'm right at around like 108. About 108.
Ooh,
Right now I went up to
come through
15.
with the 108. Thank you. Yes.
So I went up to 15, and so it's kind of been up a little bit, and I'm just like, okay, I know, like my cycle has been on. There's been a few things going on, and I'm like, all right, I just need my body to kind of adjust to 15, because I was like, you know what, 15, Big Daddy, I'll go back to Big Mama if all this, okay, I will and will. So we had to have a coming to
Right.
Jesus meeting for real, and so it's just
Mm-hmm.
been it's an adjustment period, but it's good. Yeah. So officially, like the 108. Yes.
108 is amazing. So you said that you are a daily weigher, right? Is
Yeah.
How has it helped or has it hurt you mentally getting on? Because I know a lot of people like myself struggle with getting on every day. I had to go to once a week and then now I'm once a month because it was stressing me out
Yeah.
when I didn't see the number on the floor that I wanted to.
It's a process. It is. And I won't say that I was not like that because I was. I was definitely the same way. I was allowing it to take over my mind and my body. It would throw me
Mm-hmm.
into a literal tailspin. And I had to really figure out, what does this number really mean to me? Does it define me? Does this really, is it really saying like everything that I wanted to say about myself? And it wasn't. I do that. Like me, I am one of those people where I am literally on team turtle, because I will see inches before I will see anything else. I
Okay.
will. I will. And
Okay.
so with the inches, they were falling off like water. Okay. It was just rolling off you, girl. Then when you look at Bruno and what I wanted him to do, I brought him to give me a number, and that's what he does, but he doesn't show the full picture. And so I had to
Right.
get and dig deep in my mind to say, you know what? You don't define me. You don't define me.
Right.
You're not, you are only
Right.
one form of measurement, and that's what I bought you to do. Because I mean, we have to be real with ourselves with it. Like, we can't be
Right.
mad at Bruno for doing what he's supposed to do, what we
Right.
bought him to do.
And then right, or making it mess up your day, right? Like just being in a whole funk because it wasn't. But for me, I know people that get on it every day and have been stalled, and then people that don't get on it at all and still been stalled,
Mhm.
right? And it's just finding that happy balance for you is what I've noticed. It
Yeah.
does, like Kat said in the comments, that she gets on it daily to keep her in check. And I
Mhm.
feel like when I was getting on daily, it did keep me in check because it made me be like, okay, you might have did this yesterday. Let's try and do this today, right? But when you don't get on it until the end of the month or the beginning of the new month, it just kind of be like, okay, this thing gonna surprise me today because I just don't know.
Just
So
don't
I
know.
think what I'm going to do instead of monthly, like today is the day that I'm supposed to get on, but I didn't.
Okay.
Um, is doing weekly, is
Mm.
maybe doing weekly, going back to weekly because daily was just, it was just too much for me. How
Mhm.
would you say that your mindset has changed from the first day you took your injection until today?
Mm. I will say my mindset is mainly going to be around one, getting on Bruno each and every day, because I
Okay.
was, I let it take over my mind, I let it take over my body and dictate what I needed to do the next day in a negative way. Really, it was in a negative way, because if
Okay.
I didn't see the number, then I'm like, well, wait a minute, now I'm going straight back to diet
Right.
culture. I'm going back to the old Tiffany. So that's the
Right.
main thing that has definitely changed me. The next thing I would say is, for my mindset, has been my mind around good food versus bad food. Like, there is no such thing. There's
Mm.
no such thing as good food and bad food. You think your body knows that? One, I'm drinking water. It does know that. Okay, it does know that because my body is made up of water. It's mainly
Right.
made up of that. But do you think that it knows what now? I mean, some ice cream in relation to me going to Chick-fil-A and getting my spicy chicken deluxe sandwich. It doesn't. It doesn't. It does
Right.
not. And so there's no such thing as that. We have to now look at food as fuel. This is fueling my body. It's fueling my body in a different way, but it's fueling it. That's what I've had to come up with, and I've had to remember that it's okay to be able to now say, well, you know what? I can get a little treat. Why not? Treat yourself. Why
Right.
not? It
Right.
is a treat. It's not necessarily a cheat. It's just how I eat. This is just me being me and doing me. I was in some lives yesterday and they know I was getting some popcorn. I was like, y'all don't even usually eat popcorn, but I'm going to eat it. But does it know that my body's not eating a piece of chicken that may have those same type of micros? It doesn't know.
Right.
My body doesn't know that.
It
And so
doesn't
those
know.
are the two main things for me.
Okay. How have you noticed, or how have you navigated days when it just be like, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like prioritizing protein. I don't feel like drinking my water. How do you get through those days?
I just don't do it. I just keep on pushing, because the important thing is that it's just a day. It's just a few hours. It's just one meal. Tomorrow is a new day. It's okay. I had a trainer that said, never miss twice. Never miss.
Mm,
If I think this is going to be a miss, just don't miss it again.
don't do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not like, oh, you know what? Just throw away the whole day. Throw away this whole
Right.
day, and now it's a free for all. No, I just don't miss twice. That's it. Do I go get me some sweet
Okay.
tea? Do I go get, some pizza? Because I love pizza. Do I go get some Mexican food because I love Mexican food? Yes. But then do I prioritize what it might be my next meal? Do I just don't throw away the whole day? I don't. I am not going to miss twice. I'm not. But do I? Yeah,
So
I always
tell
feel
us.
that way. Yeah, I wake up and I don't feel like doing a thing. And I'll let that be. And I'm going to sit in that. I'm going to sit there. I'm going to enjoy it if need be, And then I'm gonna move on.
Okay. Tell us what an average day of eating for Tiff looks like. Start with breakfast.
Let me see who all in here. Let me look. Okay. All right. So let me tell you. Okay. So one, I am not a breakfast person. And Sarah asked me this the other day, and they
Really?
were like, look, we talk about eggs and we talk about this. I don't eat eggs, y'all. I don't eat breakfast food. My husband loves IHOP. He loves Cracker, but he loves he loves breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. I don't. So I'm not a breakfast person. Now, if I am, and I like when I go to Waffle House, I love Waffle House. I love it. I'm getting a chicken deluxe sandwich with extra pickles, okay? With no
Mm,
cheese. And then I'm gonna get a waffle. Like that's me. So that's my
really?
food that I eat if I'm like on the weekend. That's what I'll eat on the weekend.
Okay.
During the week for breakfast, I'm usually just going to get maybe a protein shake or like some yogurt and some fruit. That's it. And I'm running. And my Kiala. And that's it. That's breakfast. Now for
Okay.
lunch, now I like to prep my food, so I usually meal prep on the weekend. My day to meal prep is going to
Okay.
be on Sunday. Like this week, I'm prepping chili, and I'll eat that throughout the whole week. Now, my husband, he always says, "Now you don't need to be eating that food for no 5 days," but I do. He said that's why your stomach messed up already, and I said, "No, it's not. I don't care. I don't care." So I meal prep that, and so like this week, I'll have chili for lunch. I'll prep my chili and
Okay.
then I'll put like some salsa with it, and then I may have like some like a few tortilla chips on the side. Then for dinner, I will then have maybe a salad with some spicy chicken because I love salad with spicy chicken. I love it. I do not like cold stuff. Like I'm always
Okay.
having something that's like warm on there on top of a salad. And yes, I do eat all types of dressing too. Yes, I do. So I got my $1,000 and
Okay.
I mix my ranch with it. Yes, I do. I eat
So
full
you
everything.
not
I ain't eat no low fat. I ain't eat none of that. Mm-mm.
you do okay. So you're not one of those like the diet culture doesn't creep back into your mind of I need to eat a low fat type dressing or I
No.
need to eat the yogurt dressing.
I
No.
don't. I don't. Now,
Okay.
do I prioritize my protein? Yes. My protein is mainly going to be the main thing. Like in my chili, I mainly will only have like a can of beans. And then mostly will be turkey as well as vegetables. Like so I put mushrooms in there, green peppers, onions, things like that to bulk it up. But yeah, I don't necessarily focus on that because I know if I focus on my protein, everything else for my macros should fall into place where they should be.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to kind of shift gears and ask about family and friends.
Mm.
What has that journey been like? Has it been more people hating, like, oh, she getting skinny and I don't want to tell her she cute? Or has it been, hey, how do I get started? What has your experience been with friends and family? Thanks.
I would say it's mainly been a little bit of both. Like there's sometimes like
Really?
I do post on Facebook and I'll be like, well, FB, and I'll tell people like, hey y'all, I ain't gonna tell nobody. Just come to my DMs. And they will come straight to the DMs. Because it's
Really?
still that stigma. It's still the stigma out there. Like we're trying to take the easy way out. We're cheating somehow, some way, somebody. That's not the case. And so like for my husband is very supportive. He is actually on the jab himself. And so it's always been that I've had that support. Now, was I nervous? It was mainly just me because my friends are good. I have friends well, my circle is always going to be a circle of people who are encouraging. They're going to motivate you. So I knew in my head, I couldn't let it get to my head thinking that, you know what, they're going to try to judge me because my friends aren't like
Okay.
that. They're not. Now,
Okay.
I hate it for a lot of people who do have friends and they do have family who are like, oh, well, what's going on? Because there's always going to be a few. There will be. Now, do I have that
Right.
one coworker that's like, well, you know what? I had a friend who, she just could not do it. She was always this and always that. And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I ain't that friend. Lord bless her. Bless her. Because
Right.
that's just it. I hate that. But you know what? I don't know what your friend did. That's just a
Okay.
reality. I don't. And I always tell people that because that's my comeback. I don't know what happened to your friend. I don't know. I don't know. I only know what I do. And I know the kind of care that I have as well. And when I tell you I am under the care of some amazing clinicians. I'm sorry that they did not. And they did not feel comfortable to be able to go to their clinician to say, you know what? Hey, something ain't right. I'm not feeling
Right.
good in my body. And that's
Right.
sometimes what happens. And so I just have to be real with people when it comes to that. But as for me and my circle, they roll just like me.
Really? Okay. So you feel like giving them that extra added security of saying, I'm not going to say anybody, just hit me in my DMs, has helped people kind of be like, okay, I know that she's trustworthy. She's not going to tell my business. Because, like you said, there is a stigma. And people, I still know people who haven't shared. And that's okay. But I just sometimes wonder why, right? If you are, why is it, if you're trying to better yourself, right? Like, why shouldn't we be able to shout it from the rooftop? I'm putting myself first, right? Like, why shouldn't we be able to tell people that? I mean, I know people do it for different reasons, but I just wonder, like, we should be able to. We should be
Mhm.
able to tell everybody, like, I'm putting myself first, I'm putting my health first, and get the encouragement. But I think sometimes people don't do it because they may not have the circle like you have of encouragement for people to do that.
And that's the key to it. And I've always and you'll hear me and I talk about this especially in like corporate America. I talk about it as
Hmm.
having a starting five. Like you got to have a starting five. Your starting five has to be those ones that you can go to at any time. That you can go to for
Right,
different things and say, "You know what? Hey, help me with this." Like I have different
right,
people even in my circle of GLP-1 people. I got people like, well, you know what? Y'all gotta go ahead and talk me off this little ledge right here. I need to call I need to call Shannon for this. I need to call Tay to hype me up on Big Man, Big Daddy 15. I need to call different people for different things. And that's the way
right.
it should be. And not everybody, like you gotta just position people the way they should be.
You're right about that, because I call them my top five, which are like people that I grew up with, and they've become family and sisters, right? And I have that outside of TikTok. But
Yep.
then within the community, I think you should also have some people that you go to for certain things. Like my group outside, I have someone that's going to encourage me. I have someone that's going to pray with me. I have somebody that's going to give it
Man,
to me raw in a way that I don't really want it, but
every
I
time.
need, right? We have to have those type of people around you. But then when you have your group that was in the community, they understand where that outside group doesn't get it,
Yep.
right? So I think that you should have a balance of both, in and out of the community.
Mhm.
Pause.
That's it.
Be quiet, Coco.
Is it time for
So,
squats? Is it
I,
time for squats? I don't know. What was that?
no, no, no.
Oh, I was
Sometimes when
like,
we
we need
say
a
certain
look. Do we
things,
need a is
it'd
it
be
squat
like,
time out? What?
right, like it's just real raw. Um, okay, and tell me, if whatever is off limits.
Mm-mm.
Because I know you're a married woman and I want to respect that. And
Mm-hmm.
you can just say, you can give me a number if you're more comfortable in doing that. But
Okay.
for people that are married or not, when you lose 100 plus,
Mm-hmm.
how does that change things in that area, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
does it change, or does,
Now,
if you
you got
if
to
you get what
remember
I'm
now,
trying to
my
put
husband
down?
is a truck driver now, okay? So
Okay,
he is gone majority of the time. And so when he get home now, it's,
okay,
look, you
okay.
got to be
I'm
ready
just
and stay ready, okay? I'm just being
right.
real with you in that sense. Now, have
Okay,
I had any issues in like libido or anything like that? No, I have not.
no,
I have not.
okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay, because I know a few people who have, and they have to take, all types of supplements and things. But I would imagine, and maybe this is for a TMI after dark, but I would
Ooh, you
imagine
got
that
TMI after dark?
things, yeah, it go down in the
Is that in the
Discord.
Discord? Oh,
But TMI after dark, I would think that for me, getting to 100, for just for me, the okay, listen,
the
if
position?
I
You can now,
right,
like,
because
what's
it
that
would
man
be a
named
lot
Danny?
easier.
Is it like Danny? So
You
you can
won't
now
be
put your leg up? Oh, right here?
right. You won't
Did
be
y'all see it?
having to
Did y'all
hold
see the
on to the
leg? Okay.
headboard for support. Show us the leg. Show us the leg.
Look, let me see. Hold on. I gotta hold it up a little bit now, just so I can bring it to the camera. Let y'all look. I can't
I
do
was
it just
just
like him now because I ain't got the right position here. But it was up there. I was up there. Okay. Surprise!
I was just trying
Surprise!
to right. I was trying to be PG about it because it's early in the morning. But I would imagine you don't have to lean on the headboard as much. You're
Look,
not out of breath. You can go a little longer. Like, I'm
you
looking
can do all
forward
the
to all
things.
those things.
All the things.
Okay?
You can. You
Okay.
can.
You
Look, it
can?
ain't no
Okay.
stay ready to get ready. You always ready. They should get ready. They should get ready.
Right. That
Okay.
part. That's the surprise.
Okay.
That
Look,
you didn't
surprise,
know that I had
surprise.
all this
We're
in
here
here.
again.
Right.
We back
Okay.
again. So I mean, but you have to be. It has to be a mutual thing as well. I mean, it has to be a mutual
Right.
thing. So I know again with my husband. There's some days he'll be. My husband's good for being outside. He does a lot of things outside. So I have to
Okay.
be. I gotta get on the. Like okay. I know you exhausted. Okay. There'll be sometimes when I'm exhausted
Right.
too. That's just going to be a given. But there. I mean, you got to think that's. I mean, 100 less. Like than what it was. Like that's a difference.
Right.
Okay, that's a
That's what
difference.
I'm saying. I
I
don't
mean,
think
some
that there's
things,
enough.
the walls may be here. You may get to the
But
wall a little bit quicker. I mean, there's some things. Okay, you knocking on things like you like. Well, I'll be doggone. There's some things. Okay,
right.
so
I just don't think that there's enough conversation around that for people to
yeah.
have something else to look forward to. Of course, we're looking for the thing to go down on the floor, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole person, it's a whole thing that's going to change, right? It's an
Mm-hmm.
overall transition. I want
Overall,
to ask though, like, hold on,
okay.
because I just lost my train of thought because
Go ahead, take your
I
time.
got this menopausal brain over here, right? Like I got this menopausal brain. Oh, that's what I want to ask when you come back. Welcome in, y'all. Good morning.
Okay, I'm back. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am. Mm-hmm.
so I want to know what's one thing that you learned about yourself during this journey that you didn't know before?
Mm. I didn't know before. Wow.
That you didn't know about Tiff.
Oh gosh. I feel like I didn't know how much that I cared about the people that I love and their health. I didn't know.
Mm,
I really did not know that.
I love that.
I didn't. I really did. And I say that because and for people who I don't even know. Like and
Right,
let alone the people I love and the people I didn't know, because sometimes we think about, and I'm sure we hear this all the time, and we say, you know what, nobody cared about me when I was in a bigger body. Nobody cared for me when I was at 326. Nobody said a thing. Now I want to be that
that
person
part.
that may say something a little bit subtle. Maybe I'm going to share my journey so that somebody else doesn't have to be in that same predicament that I was in. That now you're looking around and you're like, you get your lab work done and you're like, what is going on with these cholesterol numbers? What's going on with my blood pressure? What's going on with my A1C? And you're just like, why didn't anybody try to help me? Why didn't anybody say something to me to make me say, in the nicest way, in the nicest, most subtle
Right.
way, to say, you know what, like, help me, help me. And so I did not know that about myself, because I knew, and I'm very specific when I say about health though, because I love
Mm,
to be there for people. I love working in my community. I love doing that type of outreach. But now it's different.
right.
I love now coming on live to be able to tell my story, because I know that if I've helped one person today, mission accomplished for me. Mission accomplished,
Right.
because there was nobody there when I was 326. There was nobody. There was nobody out there saying, well, you know what, Tiffany, there's this good thing about there. There's this such and such. There was nobody. There was nobody.
Right. I love that too because getting back to when we were talking about family and friends, when my brother came over for Thanksgiving, he hadn't seen me, and I'm down 70, and he was just like, "Well, how much smaller you gonna get? Like, how much weight you trying to lose?" And I was like, "But you didn't say anything when my A1C was 8.9 and I was 282 pounds, right? Winded trying to get up the stairs to my apartment. Like, nobody had anything to say." But now that you see me in a smaller body, it's like, and guess what? You're going to be even more shocked because I'm trying to get to the point where people calling me. You remember when Oprah was walking around and she walked on the stage with that fat and they were saying she was a big bobblehead? That's the look I'm going for. I want somebody to say, Lett, you got a bobblehead. And then at that point, we'll readjust some things. But that's the look that I'm going for. Okay. I want the bobblehead.
I'm telling you. Okay. Period.
I want a healthy bobblehead.
You right? Ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing.
Okay. If you think you see a little bit of a jawline, if you think the act up is bad already, you ain't seen nothing yet. You better hold on for dear life. You better just hold on tight because we coming. Look, we coming. Let's call us Baby Prime because we coming.
Right, because and it's coming in 2025. Like this is the year. I'm getting to Wonderland, and I'm getting ready to have the whole bobblehead. I'm getting in the gym and strength training more. This is the year that it's gonna happen. We're gonna come to the meetup June 21st. We coming to the meetup smaller. We coming to the meetup.
And they better just look. I didn't spit out. I was about to start preaching for real. When we get to the meetup, they better just look, PTO, prepare the others. Because if you ain't on that side of TikTok, you probably are because you know about the meetup, but I'm telling you, be prepared. Prepare your family, prepare your friends that you want to bring it with you. Prepare the others.
So I know we just jumped in, Tiff. But for the people that don't know, right, we just jumped head in. We jumped off the porch. But for the people that don't know, right, okay. Let's back up. How did you start your journey? Let's start there. After 30 minutes in.
Girl, it was a time. It was a time. Let me tell you. Look, Miss Pam, y'all better help Miss Pam in the chat, okay? Help Miss Pam in the chat. So I started, y'all, in so originally it was in November of 2022 when I said, like, I was getting ready to go to Disney. There was a moment of I was packing my bag up and I could not find any clothes to take with me. Like nothing fit. Nothing.
Really?
Girl, I was ready to go. I was so hyped. I was so excited. Like, but there was nothing. Nothing at all. Everything was tight. Jeans, everything. And so I told my trainer, I said, you know what? When I get back, like, I've got to do something. I've got to get back on it because at that point, it had already been a roller coaster. I've been down 5-0. I've been down 30 and it's come back with a vengeance. And so I said, you know what? Like, I got to do something. I got to do something else. And so when I came back, I regrouped, you know. Now, let me go back to originally, though, when I got to Disney. So that's when I knew something was going on when my clothes didn't fit, okay? But then I got to Disney. I tried to get on the Avatar ride, okay? I was in the line for 3 hours. 3 hours. I got there, and I got to the front of the line, and they told me, "Man, we can't strap you in. You got to get off.
Oh,
you cannot get on this ride." And I was just like,
3 hours?
What you mean? I was already in the line for 3 hours. Yes, ma'am. That was the longest time I had ever been. That line was so long. I said, I didn't even know. I mean, we done been around the whole park, look like, for this line, 3 hours.
Oh, man.
That was the time when I said, you know what? It's time to make a change. I've got to do something. Right. I've got to make a change. And so when I got back, I started back with my trainer. I started doing all the things. But then fast forward a little bit to June of 2023. And I said, you know, I was going to a local clinic. So I was getting the B12 jab. So I was going there week after week. And so then they told me, they said, "Hey, we got this new thing called semaglutide." And they're like, "Well, you know, you should try it out." And I'm like, let me do some research. Let me do my own research. Let me see what's going on. And then I came back and I was like, sign me up. Sign me up. So that's how I originally started. After that, I was finally able to get, you know, my insurance to cover it. And really, I feel like the rest is history after that. I started because I got my insurance to cover Monjaro. So I've been on Monjaro really
Okay.
since August of 2023. Now, have I had, I've had success because I do believe that everything is like, that's how I started. That was me. Does it define me like my journey? Because I know I still had ups and downs. Ups and downs. It
Right.
has been a time, but I'm thankful for everything. Have I lost the
Right.
most in inches outside of pounds? Most definitely. I am focusing on reshaping my body because so I make sure I'm getting in my protein. I make sure I am also working out. So I make sure I get in at least 3 to 4 times a week of strength training, and I make sure I am getting my steps in as well. But I'm going
Okay.
mostly for a look because your girl trying to be stacked up like Venus. Okay, I'm trying to be like Venus and Serena, stacked
Girl.
on stacks. Because and I'm not trying to worry about what Bruno says. I have just been focusing on really the recomp because I want to look.
Right.
I do want to look. Now, does my husband say, "Oh, girl, you skinty now?" Okay,
Mm-hmm.
look, look the jawline. You know what I'm saying? I want all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I want it all.
You and me both. You and
I'm
me
just trying to
both.
be in a healthier body.
Right. How has your journey though with shopping been? Has it been
Ooh,
like, was it all, were you always that girl that was just like, oh, I'm going shopping, I'm going shopping? Or were you
no,
kind of like,
no.
no, you weren't a shopping? Are you one
Mm.
now?
Yes. So
Okay.
what has happened for me, and I would say it's with shopping as well as makeup because I
Okay.
learned how to do my makeup better. I learned how to dress in my size because I couldn't even dress my
Mm-hmm.
size before because I didn't even want to go in a store. Really, I did not.
Right.
When people say they lived in sweatshirts and leggings and things like that, yes, I did. I did.
Right.
Now do I? Now I look, the sweatshirt's a little bit smaller. The leggings might be still there, but they're a little bit smaller as well. Everything doesn't have to be oversized. It doesn't. I'm no longer
Right.
trying to hide. I'm not hiding any longer. I'm not. Can I go into a store? Can I go online now and get something and now it actually is going to fit? Yes. Before I would go into a store and nothing fit. I would come out. I still remember, and I tell my sister we talk about this all the time that I used to be able to go into like how back to school shopping. My sister she's
Right.
always been thin. She's been thin her whole life or in a smaller body. And we used to go. I would come out with one bag. And my sister would have like 15. Like 15
What?
bags. She could fit anything. She could fit anything. I could not. And so I was basically like, I might as well just wear my mama clothes. I might as well just wear that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I went
mean,
through that stage too.
yeah. I'm like, and most of the
Yeah.
clothes too already looked like it was for somebody older anyway. It already
Mm-hmm.
did. There
Mm-hmm.
was nothing out there
Right.
that was going to be really for me. For me. So that
Well,
was tough.
I feel like, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you good.
Um, so I feel like going from a 2X to a large, right?
Woo.
It
Yes.
still isn't registering in my mind. Like I know that I wear a large, but when I'm shopping online, I always still want to get the extra large just in case, right? Like just in case I feel like the cut might be, they might cut smaller. So I don't want it to be too tight. And I didn't know like that the bigger the clothes that you wore, the I thought that it made me look neat, but it made me look
Mhm.
bigger, right? It made me look bigger wearing the larger clothes. So now when you wear your size, like it looks neater. But I still struggle with that. And that for me is like a goal for 2025. Like I have to work on the overall person. I
Mhm.
was always the weight, the weight, the weight. But now I know it's an overall thing. And that's why, and this is not a Fridays ad, but that's why I love Fridays is because they help you work on the whole person,
Mhm.
right? And I needed that support.
Right.
I needed that mental health group. I needed the slow responder group. And I know a lot of people don't like the word slow responder, but there is a range, right? It's zero
Mhm.
point 0.5 all the way to 2. There's a range. And then if Fridays can come up with a support group for slow responders, I didn't make the term up. I didn't
Right.
make it up, right?
Mhm.
Like there is such a thing as a slower responder. You could be on that 0.5 end of the
Point five.
spectrum.
Look, point five,
Right.
stand up. Okay? Stand
Point
up.
0.5.
That's it.
And it's okay. We still losing, but I'm on the slower side and I'm okay with that because it's working on my A1C. I started
Amen.
in November. I got my prescription filled the same time you did, November 22. But I didn't start until the end of March. This month will be 24 months for me. The end of this month. I let it sit in my refrigerator for months because I was scared. I was just like, because you have so much diet culture put into your brain, especially when you've been overweight since the third grade, right?
Okay?
Like
You better tell
when
them,
you've
Lett.
been overweight since the third grade, they try to put you in Weight Watchers,
Come on.
Jenny Craig, all the diets. You got the diet, you have it on your refrigerator as a child in elementary school of certain things that you had to eat. The teacher would call me up and be like, hey, I'm on this diet. This celery and these carrots are just for me and Charlotte. Why are you calling me out in front of the whole class? Like, we all know. So when everybody else eating their chips, I gotta go up there and eat celery and carrots with you. Like, but so I'm working on that part. Like, that's a whole healing thing that I have to do. But I just feel like going from a 2X, like I said, to an extra large. It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle when I go to TikTok shop or Shein and it be like, I always want to still click the 2X, but I'm not in the 2X anymore.
No.
Have you had to deal with that, and how have you overcome that?
I feel like it is that initial thing of, oh, let me go ahead and get this. Now, I feel like I go to the size chart first. I go to the size chart and I'm like, all right, because I don't, and I've looked at different things and I don't know why I've even been drawn to a lot of those videos of how is my clothes actually supposed to fit? And that really goes for any size because I know that all of my clothes were different from before. Because now, like I realize that y'all, when you have like the little crease right here, like this, look, like you can already tell this don't even fit any longer because the crease that where
Right.
your shoulder's supposed to be all the way down here. That means it doesn't
Girl.
fit. That means it is oversized because now we've come up with the term of, oh, we can just wear it. Oh, it's okay to be oversized now. But then when the oversized becomes your size, then we got another problem. Okay. So
Right.
that's what I've come to realize. And so now I go in and I look at things differently and I start to figure out, well, what is going to be able to now fit this body? Do I still know now? Is it going to be I mean, even an extra large? Do I even know it's going to be a large? Because then sometimes it is going to be a large. And I think now maybe I'm in at least an extra large. And it could be the same thing
Right.
for you. Like there could be some things you like, oh yeah, I'm in an extra large now, y'all. And then we look at it and be like, I think you in a large. But we're not there yet.
Right.
We're not there
We
yet.
we
We're
not
slowly
there.
getting there, but we're not.
We are. But I don't think that I didn't know coming into this journey that it would take my mind time to catch up with my body.
Oh yeah.
Right? I thought that it all happened at the same time. But I'm learning that even though my body is a different size, my mind, and when I say that body dysmorphia is real,
It's a real
like
thing.
it's real. I'm in a large, but I still like, especially in certain things with that you normally shop in, it already have your size saved,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And so you gotta then go in
Yep. Do
and
you
be
want to
like,
get the
girl,
same
I'm not.
size?
Yeah,
I don't. And don't.
Shein is
Like
good
on
for
the
that.
Zon
Shein will
too.
be
The
like,
Zon is real good with that. The Zon will be like, this should fit you because you bought this before. It don't, friend.
yeah.
And
You be
don't.
like, it don't fit me no more.
It don't. It don't. And that's a major thing too, because that's why it's a whole body. Like we've gotta like
Yeah,
and Shana always says it, it's a heart and mind thing. Like we've got
it
to connect
is.
the two because we know
Yep.
that when we get to a point of, well, what's next? What's next for us? Like you've got to now prepare yourself. Like now we're maybe a little bit more prepared for a XL, but what is it going to look like for us
Mm-hmm.
trying to get from an XL now to a large? Now from a large to a medium,
Right.
it's a whole like we still got to regroup and map and get our minds
Yep.
around. Like I tell
Yep.
my husband all the time, it's the same thing of how I've had to adjust, maybe going from dose to dose. It's the same thing. I got to wrap my mind around what is that going to do for my body now. It's the same thing. Going to a next size, what does that now look like? Going to because I always
Right.
said like I'm thinking about the next size in pants. I'm like I'm right there like at like a 16 because these thighs right here they ain't playing. Okay, we saving lives over here with the thighs.
It
then
does.
prepare your mind as well. It's a whole
Right.
body experience through the whole thing. Through the whole thing.
It is, because this is the first time in my life that I've even looked at or noticed that I had a waist. I was like, what is
Okay.
that? I wasn't paying attention. What waist? Who got a waist? What's that? Where that's at? Right?
You got a waist. You got
I was
a
like,
waist, ma'am. Yes.
right. I need the t-shirt. You got a waist.
Okay. You got a waist. Okay. You got a jawline.
Right.
Okay.
You have all the things, right?
Yeah,
and when I tell you, when I first joined Fridays, I know Dr. Joy was sick of me because I was in every meeting. I needed all the support. I seen her Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Soon as Cena sent the email out, I was clicking on, I need all the support. I said, hey, Dr. Joy, it's me again. I got a question. It's me. And I love it because I was like, I was asking her questions and I was like, how do you start to heal your relationship with food? Right? Because I'm at the point now, 70 down, I got to start doing the work. And it's not just in the gym, it's the overall, like, I said, can you give me 3 steps to start learning how to heal that relationship with food? And she was just like, it's just food. You got to take the shame out of it. Like, it's fuel. It's food. You got to fuel your body. Like, and it just kind of, and the crazier part is sometimes one person could tell you something, right? And it go in one ear and out the other. But when you hear it from somebody else, the light bulbs sometimes go off. And Teresa has been telling me this for months, almost a year now. Like, it's food, it's fuel. The same way that you would fuel your vehicle, you got to fuel your body. But it just hit differently when Dr. Joy said it. She said the same exact thing, same exact words. And I was just like, it makes sense. When you go from regular to unleaded to premium, right? It's just a level of food that you're putting in your body to fuel it. And it just made sense for me. It just clicked. But I'm just, like I said, I needed all the support.
I'm telling you. And, I'm not going to keep you. Like a lot of us need that support. In a way of, what does that really look like for you though? Because we all need different levels of support. Because it may just be that, you know what? I didn't realize that I needed support and maintenance because I thought I knew it all.
I got here, right? I did this. Right.
That's it.
Like,
it doesn't mean I have to be in the beginning of my journey, and you need support. You need support because you just started. No, it doesn't. We have to have different levels of support through our entire journey. I needed support when I was trying to get over that hump of 100. I could not do it because I didn't look myself in the mirror to say, you know what, Tiffany, you ain't fueling your body properly. You're not. You're not. You're not doing it. But I also didn't go to the negative side of, well, you know what? I just want to see the number and I'm just going to do this right here. And now I'm reverting back to the old me. I'm reverting back to the true diet culture of, well, now I won't get nothing. I'm just going to take this water. That's it. I can't do that. It's not that. Okay. Look, and we laugh because we've been there. We've been there. Right. We know. And we've now changed our mind. But I'm telling you, it's easy to go back. It's easy to revert back. It's easy for us to pick that Excel up knowing it ain't gonna fit. We know that.
Right.
You know it's not.
Right. It's so easy to go back, but I had to learn the hard way that you have to eat on this medication. Diet culture was so ingrained in my brain that I thought the better and more suppression that I didn't eat. And then it was like, girl, you need to eat. So when I started eating, and I was talking to Sabrina, because one day it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I was on a live with her and Jay, and I was like, it's 2 o'clock, I haven't eaten yet. Sabrina was like, what? Like, almost like the exorcist. Her head turned, and she was like, set an alarm. You know how Sabrina do. She started going in on me. She was like, Lett, set an alarm on your phone. I don't care if you're not hungry, eat every few hours, right? If even it's something small. And when I started doing that, the scale started moving. It started moving. I was like, oh, so I really do have to eat. I'm telling you, diet culture has been ingrained in my brain since the 80s.
Yep.
It's 2024, 2025. Like, it's hard to get that stuff out of your head.
I'm
And
telling
then
you.
especially with this
I ain't
medication,
never
it's just like,
been more
it's the
focused.
opposite.
Yep,
What?
it's the opposite. And it's like it lives in our brain though. It's like it has now built a
Right.
house and said, you know what, I'm here to stay. But no, you're not.
Yup.
You are not here to
No, you're
stay. We
not.
are not going back. We're not going back. We're
Nope.
not. And we
Nope.
gotta remember
We are
that. And
not.
it is tough. It is tough. It is. And but that's why it's time. It's time. You
Right.
know, we
It
gotta
is.
heal. We gotta heal in multiple ways. We've got to heal our mind. We're
We
healing our body.
do.
We have to be able to heal. And that just, I mean, we just have to start. And I'm telling you, I tell people all the time, it's like, it's not like you can't start now. It's not like you can't start healing now. Even because
Mm-hmm.
I tell people too, like, I don't know what the next person did. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying on social media if that is actually going to be correct. That is just a reality. And I'm just
Right.
going to be 100 on that. We don't know.
Right.
So do not try to compare your journey to anybody else. So you can start now to get out of that. If you've gotten to a point of now you're down 50 and you're trying to figure out, well, how did I really get here? Did I get here through still
Mm-hmm.
not healing my mind, not healing my body, not trying to put my mind and
Yup.
my heart together? You can still start today. That's okay. You can start
Yup.
today. It's okay. We
Yup.
all been there. We have all been there, and there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what? I got to change today. I got to get that diet culture out of my mind, and today I'm going to start.
Mm-hmm. Right. And me being 22 months into my journey, I was like, I need some support. I need that. I'm not taking away from the 70 that I did on my own. But in
Okay?
order for me to get to that next level, for me to see that 100, I need some hand holder. I need somebody to hold my hand and walk me across that.
Come on.
Right. And so that was why I spent my own money in Join Fridays, because I needed that support. Right. Like, anytime I'm going to spend my own money on something, it's because I really need it.
We're investing in our
Because,
health. We're investing in our
right.
health. We only get one body.
Right.
We only get one body. You know, maybe
One
before we
body.
taking
Yeah.
it for granted and we're like, oh, you know what? It's okay. Maybe this is the way that it's always going to be, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't. And that for me was growth, because I've always tried to do everything on my own, but asking for help was really like,
That's
you,
good.
you got to ask for help sometime. It's okay. Especially being in the middle, what I consider to be the middle of my journey. It's okay to ask for help. You don't have to do it by yourself. But I
Don't.
want to know, if somebody was just coming into the community, just starting their first injection today, what advice, what 3 things would you tell them to focus on? It could be more than 3, but if you could give us 3 things for them to focus on if today was their first day.
Okay. One is focus on you and you alone. Because you are going to hear so much, you're going to see so much, you are going to experience a lot as well. Just remember that
Right.
you are uniquely made and focus on you and your journey. All right. It's not going to be like anybody else. All right. Number 2, eat them groceries.
That's a word. That's a word.
Okay. Get those
Right.
groceries in. Okay. You got to do it. If you need to set an alarm, if you need an accountability partner, I know multiple. All right. I know multiple. Because that's important. That is important. Okay. Third, I would definitely say, and I feel like maybe this is going with number 1. So I may want to add this back to number 1. So I add a dot onto that. Protect your peace.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going back to number 1. Protect your peace.
Okay.
Remember you and protect your peace. Okay. Because remember, things are going to happen. You're going to hear things. You're going to see things. You got to remember you're number 1. Keep you number 1. Okay. Focus on you. Don't compare. All right. I feel like that's a whole word on number 1. I just put everything
It
in
is.
clearly, I guess.
Tiff got 3 number
Clearly.
1s.
Okay, I just you got 1
And they
and then you
all
got 1A, you got 1B, and you got 1C. Okay, that part. Okay, if you're taking notes, just remember we're going somewhere. Okay, we are going somewhere.
right. And they all important.
They are all important. All right. Number 3 is going to be that I want you to find your people. You got to find your people. Whatever that looks like, whatever side of TikTok they on, find your people.
Mm-hmm.
Find your people
Right.
that now you can say, you know what, this is my starting five. You know, if I
Mm-hmm.
meet someone and I haven't been working out, I need to go find Team TMI early in the morning. You ain't no early bird, then make a way. Make a way.
Right.
Okay? Make a way. Okay? Then if you're looking for somebody else and you need somebody who is going to give it to you straight, okay? They're gonna be a
Mm.
straight shooter. Find that person. Find them.
Find it.
Find your
Right.
starting five that you can always lean on. All right. Somebody who is now going to say, well, you know what? You've been drinking your water because I don't see your cup. I don't know what you've been doing. You've been, I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying. Give it to them straight. That's what you need. You got to find your people. You have to. You want somebody that be able to hype you up? You got to find them too. Okay. It's
Right.
going to be what you need because remember, it still goes back to number one. You got to remember it's all about you. Everybody's journey is going to be
Mm-hmm.
different. Even your starting five are going to be different. How we got here is going to be different. That's it. Okay?
Yeah.
Different. It really is.
Yeah.
And if you need that additional support, find that other person that's going to give you that support that you need too. Okay? That's going to listen
Right.
to you and then they're going to be like, "All right, so we've lived here in this space. All right, now how are we going to pick ourselves up?" Cuz I'm telling you they out there
Right.
as well. They are out there. Is your person going to be my person? Not necessarily, but it's going to be good for you. You got to remember that. Still goes back to number one. You're number one. Okay. You are number one. Remember you and your journey. You are the most important. All right. Everybody's journey is not going to look the same. It doesn't. All right. So I don't know how many that was, but y'all get the gist. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Wait.
Y'all got the word.
Right.
You got the word. You hear
But
me?
you know who does that and does it with such love and genuine just love and heart is Shannon.
For
Shannon will
sure.
give it to you. Shannon will be like,
Of
water
course.
check. Shannon will be like, sis, what you doing?
What you
Right? Like
doing?
what sis, what you doing? Shannon be like, you gotta work on that head and that heart. You need some
Come
help.
on.
But saying it in a
Okay.
way that it's not offensive. Like,
That's
you know
right.
what? I do need some help.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep. It's
it
like the
makes you
pastor. The
think.
pastor preaching to
Right.
everybody, but then you be like, "Was she talking to me? What? I know
Yup.
she was
And
talking to
that's
you.
how it
No, she was talking
is.
to you. She was talking straight
Yup.
to you.
She was talking straight to you
Straight
every
to you.
morning at 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
She just
Okay.
like, you
The
need
morning show.
this.
You hear
You
me?
need
Sometimes we need them more
right.
days. I'm like, I be wondering sometimes I be like, can we add to the roster? Because we need it.
Right.
We need it. You
We
gotta have
we
your
need
starting
it.
five. You gotta have your starting five for sure. All
You
right. And I
do.
know
And
Shannon is in multiple people's starting five for sure.
yeah, absolutely. She the friend that you be like, she in my starting five and she don't even know she in my starting five.
Oh yeah.
She
Mm-hmm.
she she
Most
don't
definitely.
even know how many people starting five she in that
Yes,
she ain't
ma'am.
never met, never talked to,
Oh,
but she in they
come on
starting
now.
five because she be talking to them. And
Yes,
she just
ma'am.
like she
Mm-hmm.
talking to me, right?
Yep. She gonna be that
Okay.
person when she comes. When you get to the ATL meetup, shameless plug. When you get there, you gonna be like, they gonna be like Shannon, and she gonna be like, oh yeah, you've been in my chat. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's the way it's going to
Mhm.
be. It's going to be a family reunion
Yes.
for a family we ain't never met. That's the way it's gonna be, and that's the
Yes.
way she makes you feel. Is that we didn't
She
know you all along, okay? Because when y'all gonna need them name tags too. I need to go ahead and put that on there. I know I ain't put it in the chat that we have for people that's helping out. We need name
right.
tags. This gonna be your TikTok
Right.
name, okay? Because we need help. We need help
We
already,
need
okay?
right.
We
We
need
need to go
help.
look up your profile to see because people ain't
Yes.
changed the profile pictures in a while. And now you got a jawline and we looking like, who are you? Why are you
Come
touching me?
on,
Right? Why you
okay?
trying to hug me? Good morning, welcome
Let
in.
let me
Like
tell
we
you.
definitely need
Girl, I went to get my tag the other day, but back in November now. I can't win the other day. So back in November, I went. No, it wasn't that long ago because yeah, it wasn't that long ago. So back in November, I went to get my tag, and then I no. So I did my tag online, I think, and I went to get our we have a travel trailer. And so I had to go get a tag for that. So it was a lady in there that I really didn't recognize or whatever. So she asked for my ID and she was gonna look me up and look everything up and whatnot. Um, and she said, "Whoa, it looked like you need a new picture." I said, "Well, I'll be doggone, ma'am. I know that. I know. But have I done it? I ain't." She said, "I ain't mean it
Yeah.
like that." She said, "I meant it as you doing good, but you need to get a new picture because you don't look the same. And that
Right.
is all facts, y'all. And I think about that as we don't look at ourselves. We do look at ourselves all the time, but we are sometimes our worst critic. We really are.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
y'all, it's like some things just will hit you different sometimes. It really will. Like you know that you're doing well. You know that in the back of your mind, but it's always gonna be something we are trying to critique. It's always gonna be something.
Always.
Always.
Always. But you have this you got an orange dress that I got an eye on. It's an orange wraparound. You had it on
Oh.
with some boots. And I was
Oh,
like,
from
ooh,
last week.
I love
From the
that
other week.
dress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, my
Girl,
husband was still talking
you
about that
did
dress.
that.
Thank
That
you.
I was like,
The TT
because I
shop.
just saw the
Those one
picture.
again. They come through every time. They gonna come through every time. Clutch.
Because I was looking at you on the 360. You did the picture when you was on the 360. And then I looked at the orange dress. I was like, that's a whole nother person. Tiff, do you just take the time out to just like think about that? Like that's a whole nother person. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
when I tell you, so I found that video and I've done that, and I actually did that video for my job. I did that video for my job because we were showing like dress for your day. So we were showing people like, you know, it depends on what you're doing in your day, like how you can dress. And so that was my casual look. And so they put us on the 360, and when I found that video, I was just like, oh my face, y'all. Like everything. And that was one of my favorite shirts. Y'all know we have a favorite shirt. I still got it in there. I still
Yep.
got that shirt. I still
You
have
do?
that shirt. I still got it. When you know you got a favorite, you don't want to let it go. But I have not put it on in so long. And when I saw that, I was just like, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know why y'all nephew trying to sit on a balloon. Like that don't even make no sense. Like, and my husband been saying, why you still got them 100 balloons in there? Because it's a
Because it's
reminder.
100. What you
Okay,
mean?
it's a reminder.
It's
It is.
100.
It's a
We get
hundred. You
ready to
hear me?
wait. We get ready to
Period.
put them with a thumbtack on the wall in the closet just to remind us.
Who you
What
tell?
you talking
Yes,
about?
ma'am.
I'm not getting
Yes,
rid of
ma'am. They
this.
ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. But when
Right.
I saw that,
Right.
girl, I was just like, let me go ahead and do a video with this because sometimes we need that reminder. Y'all know it says, you know, never forget where you came from. I heard this one
Mm-hmm.
sermon one time and he kept saying that he had a rag in the back of his pocket. He said, you know what? I carry this rag around because I never want to forget where I came from. And I never want to forget where I came from. I never do.
Right.
Never. Because I know too, sometimes you have to look at that on them days when I can't get my water in. When I'm looking at Bruno and Bruno is up 5. And let me tell you, Bruno been up 5 for like the past week. So I'm going to tell you that. When people come in and they start talking about, and I ain't going to start preaching right now, but when they start talking about I'm up 3 and I'm up 0.5 and I'm like, you know what? I've been there, friend, and I've been up 5, and I'm still trucking. I'm still going along. So never forget where you came from because I'm telling you, we cannot discredit the things that you have already done because that's an accomplishment.
Right.
That goes for you, Lett. That's 7-0. That is phenomenal. Somebody out there is fighting for 7-0. Somebody is out there is fighting for 7. And so we have to remember, like, without these, and people talk about, you know, and people talk about take those videos, take those pictures. It can only be for you. Let it only be for you. If you don't want to post it, you ain't got to. You don't have to. But
Right.
sometimes it's going to take for us to look back and remember where we came from, to remember how far that we've come right now. Okay?
Right.
That's it. All right? That is it. Because I'm telling you, somebody out there is looking for this. Somebody out there is looking and they're feeling like you were when you were at 326. I still look at that. I showed people my wedding picture the other day and I said, I look at this and my husband looks at it and he be like, who was that? My husband, every time he come home, he be like, golly, I don't know who I'm going to come home. Who am I married to today? Who am I married
I
to
know
this
that's
week?
right. Keep them
Okay?
guessing. Keep them
Y'all,
guessing. Right.
don't forget where you
I
came
love
from.
that.
Don't forget.
So I'm like you. I got down to one hoodie, right? One hoodie that was just swimming on me. And somebody that follows Team TMI in the morning was just like, sent me a DM and was just like, sis, you are doing it. Like you are, but she was just like, you are swimming in that sweatshirt. Like you need to be wearing your size. You are swimming in it. So not only did she tell me that, but then she turned around and sent me a gift card so that I can go and buy me one in my
Come on.
size. And I'm wearing it right now. So thank you. Right.
Come on now.
But
Yes.
but it was, and I had, so I decided that I wasn't going to keep it anymore because it was from like 2007, right? And I was just like, why am I crying right now, getting at the thought of getting rid of this sweatshirt? Like we all have that one article of clothing, or sometimes we have multiple
Mm-hmm.
article of clothing that we have such an attachment to. I had to get rid of it and get rid of the person that was in that size. Like I
Mm,
literally had to go through a mourning period of I'm no longer that girl.
that's right.
I'm no longer her. Like I am becoming the person that I was always created to be and
Man.
doing it in a smaller body, right? But I got so emotional about getting rid of it. I mean, boo-hoo crying tears, snot bubbles, because I was like, it's time. It's time to let go. I'm sitting in my lives in the morning. I'm telling people, I was telling Monique that. I said, Monique, get rid of them sweatshirts. They too big. And here I am still holding on to one. Like
Okay.
I still was holding on. I was like, this
Won't
my
take
shirt. This my shirt. This my
Mm-hmm.
shirt. Like I'm not. But when it was time,
We'll
I was
take a
just like,
moment.
you gotta let this, you gotta let go. You
It's
gotta
true.
let go and let God.
Mm.
Right?
Amen.
You got to let go
Amen.
and let God. Tiff,
Y'all,
this was
it's a real
great.
thing.
Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for coming up,
Thank
girl.
you. And I know
This was
somebody, and I want to
amazing.
just shout out my husband. I think he just came in. My husband, and I was talking about him earlier, and he ain't. Look, I'm surprised, surprised. I ain't gonna do it again, okay, y'all, because he in here now. But I just want to shout him out because when you have somebody who supports you, and
Right.
I always think about people when they come in my live and they talk about, I don't have the support. I don't have, I was in a live the other day and I was listening to Miss Teresa and I was listening to I can't remember what her name was, but she was talking about, how her spouse is just not the best supportive. Is not is
Right.
before he liked people, women that were a little, in a bigger body, maybe a little bit bigger. And now when she is not, now it's a little bit different. Now she's like, well, you know
Yep.
what? How do I look in this? That's one thing about my husband. He'll hype me up from when I was at 326. You hear me? The same way he hyped me up right now. What I'm doing now in my life now, that's what made him want to do better as well. So it's all in
Right.
how you want to look at it. Because I'm telling you, but when you find somebody who is going to be able to support you, that it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. And that's why you always want to surround yourself with people that when they talk about being like-minded, that's it. Because
Right.
you need that.
Right.
The rest are really gonna bring you down. And who wants that? Who wants to continue trying to
Mm-mm.
fight and just fuss all the time? Nobody wants that. Nobody does.
Mm-mm.
I know it's tough. I
Mm-mm.
know it is because I value marriage. I do. I value marriage. I think it is very sacred. I do believe in that. But I do believe in people trying to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who are always going to build you up and not tear you down.
Right. That
I'm
most
gonna start
definitely
preaching
is
for
a
the
good.
day, ma'am.
I
I'm
think.
done.
I
You hear
think
me? I'm
that is a
done.
word that we need to marinate on. Tiff, this has been a pleasure. Thank you. And for anybody that's just coming in, it will be uploaded to YouTube within the next 24 hours at Let Your Light Shine. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, for the gifts, for the likes, for the shares.
Thank you.
Tiff, you preached the whole word this morning, and I know I felt it in my spirit. So I know that somebody else felt it in theirs also. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to come and hang out with
Thank
us.
you.
You are
I
always
appreciate
welcome. You are
the invite. I mean, I was hyped, y'all.
no,
I was hyped. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I love that. I have
you
enjoyed
are.
every moment. Every moment.
Thank you. You are welcome back anytime you want. Next week, I'll be having a conversation with Chanel, your favorite accountability
Come
partner, will
on,
be here, and we're
Chanel.
going to get all the tea from Chanel. But
Let's
until
go.
then, yes, thanks again, Tiff. I want to
Thank you.
remind everybody, too, as I'm standing in the sun, let your light shine. Let your light shine without dimming it for anyone or anything because the world needs your light. It needs your
Amen.
love. It needs your grace. Until next time, friends, have an amazing day. Thanks
Bye,
again,
y'all.
Tiff.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Take care.